Good morning from Oklahoma City. Welcome back to day 4. I'm on my way to the Oklahoma City bins early in the morning. It was a late night last night. I went to the Steel Panther concert while I was in town. Unfortunately, I didn't get to sleep in because I was woken up by the garbage trucks who were outside of my van while at the hotel emptying the dumpsters. Here we are, arriving at the Oklahoma City Goodwill bins. So I got to the bins shortly after they opened, so it was nice and quiet there in the morning and not a lot of people there, so I was able to get a little bit of video and some photos. It's an average size bins. I found a few good things I'll show you. Here is how they sell by the pound. The more you buy, the less you pay. And here's how they do the pricing for their hard goods and shoes and purses. So I spent a couple of hours at the Oklahoma City Goodwill bins and made my way towards Amarillo. I know I was going to be driving for a while, so I settled in to take in the sights. And as you're leaving Oklahoma City, there's Garth Brooks Boulevard, and there's the famous 40 West towards Amarillo. So as I'm driving out of Oklahoma City towards Amarillo, there's just lots of wind turbines, which I'm not used to seeing. So very different landscape than what I am used to. You don't see a lot of wind turbines in the Northeast. Okay, so I had to get off the highway because this has just been amazing me. In western Oklahoma, about 80 degrees, winds are whipping through. It's like 20-mile-an-hour winds. It's hard to keep the van on the road. And I'm laughing because there's all these wind turbines and they're barely moving. Now, what you can't see is over top of this hill, there is like probably another 50 to 100 of them. I mean, it's just crazy how many there are. And then you have some cattle over here, farms, ranches. Here I am in the van when I stopped to look at the wind turbines, and I literally felt like I was in the scene from Castaway when Tom Hanks is at the crossroads trying to deliver the last package in Texas. So back in the van I go and onward west and crossed over into Texas. I did stop at the visitor center to have some lunch and also take a nap. I was exhausted. So this sums up the drive in Texas. It is pretty drab, dreary, scrubby, not a lot of greenery going on like you see in Oklahoma. So it kind of made for a pretty boring drive, but it was also a little challenging since there was pretty high winds. But the windmills did not disappoint. They definitely fit into the landscape. Nothing but the open road, some country music, and plenty of wind turbines to keep you company on the journey. So my goal today was to drive to Amarillo and check out Amarillo, but I was feeling pretty good after taking that nap, so I just kept on driving and thought I'll just land wherever I land when I feel like it, and was trying to get to New Mexico to make up some time so I could have more time out west. I had a quick stop in Amarillo and was surprised to see this beautiful Lamborghini next to me. Okay, so as we're driving through Texas, I'm going to show you some things I found at the Goodwill bins while I was in Oklahoma. I was so excited with most of my finds that I actually just took pictures of them on the floor of the van outside of the parking lot before I got on the road to Texas. And actually one of them sold like the next day, so I had to ship it out while I was on the road. The rest of the items sold during the trip were shipped when I got back home. Here we are crossing over into New Mexico. There are a lot of changes in the landscape as you come into New Mexico. I was very happy to say goodbye to all the wind turbines from Oklahoma and Texas. You definitely get the vibe of we're not in Kansas anymore, Toto, and it is the desert. So it's brown, shrubby, and not so pretty. other than the view with the sunset. I was really very happy with the view and the change of scenery, albeit not so pretty, but at least it was different. And it was also really nice because on each side of me there were train tracks, and so as you're driving you'll see the trains going west and east, and it just makes you really think about how things are being transported across our country, and you get to see it happening on each side of you of the highway. It's definitely really peaceful and just gives you a lot of gratitude to be able to see things that you don't get to see in your everyday world, especially the big red rocks and all the red soil. So this was a real treat. So I didn't have a plan. I just figured I would stop somewhere in New Mexico, and I just was enjoying the drive along the old Route 66 and US 40, and thought I will just find a place to stop off at when I'm ready. And I did find a place after seeing some signs coming up, and it is in Tucumcari, New Mexico, which is right off of Route 66, old Route 66, I should say. And it was literally like driving through the scene of the movie Cars, the first one, the little old town, and all desolate and broken down. I wish I would have taken pictures and video of the town, but I did not. It was late when I arrived, and I left early in the morning when everything was still dark. But at least I got to say I spent the night on Old Route 66. Continue to join me on my journey. I'm off to Arizona next.